So I arrived in Dakar, Senegal at midnight on the Sunday. And the Sunday morning, I went with some of the other workshop leaders to Goree Island. So you take a ferry across to Goree Island. It's a very small island just off the coast of Senegal. It's only about 45 acres. That's how small it is. And it was the center of the European slave trade. They started first trading slaves there in 1536. That was the Portuguese that started that. And actually, though, the first Europeans to set foot on that island was 1444. But the House of Slaves was built in 1776 by the Dutch. And the slave house is still there. It now serves as a museum. And they reckon an estimated 20 million Africans, mostly from West Africa, passed through the island, and this was between the mid-1500s and the mid-1800s. So Goree Island actually turned into like a slave-holding warehouse. So they traded men, women, and children. And these West Africans were taken against their will, brought to Goree Island, which was like, as I said, like the holding center there, and then sold into slavery. So they, at this slave house over there, they have a door which they call the door of no return. So the saying was like, if you exit through the door of no return, you will never be going back to the continent of Africa again. So at the museum on Goree Island, they actually show you how people were chained and shackled. Sometimes as many as 30 men would sit in a very small 8 square foot cell, and with only a tiny slit for a window. And then once a day they were allowed to go to the bathroom. That was it. If you had an urgent need, you didn't go. And so there was a lot of disease there. They weren't given clothing. They kept them naked except for a piece of cloth around their waists. So children were separated from the mothers. It was so that they kept them across the courtyard so that the mothers couldn't hear the children cry. But it was not a good time. And the French eventually abolished slavery on the island in 1848. And when they abolished slavery, I think there were still about 12,000 people on the island. So it's now a United Nations educational, scientific, and cultural organization, UNESCO site. So it's a World Heritage site. And yeah, it's good to look at the past and be reminded of what humans do to other humans so that we don't repeat it, really.
Nobody wanna see us together. Nobody don't matter.
So other than the Sunday when we weren't working and we had the day to explore, the Goree Island basically took up that day. The rest of the time one's working, and so you don't get to explore. But I thought, as we were traveling from the hotel to the school and that, I will film some scenery for you that you can get an idea of what Dakar, Senegal looks like, because I would imagine the majority of people would do not have Dakar, Senegal on their list of travel or tourist destinations, and you might never get to see it. So enjoy the video.
Ah!